almost paradise.
Hi, I'm Tabreya Wong.
And I'm Samantha Ryan.
And welcome to Girls Over Flowers. This week, our podcast will explore the rhetorical effects of cuckoos and summer flowers, specifically deutzias, mandarin oranges, and wisteria in Japanese poetry.
Our selection of waka poetry comes from the classical Japanese texts, the Manyoshu and the Kokin Wakushu. Although waka poems were a dominant style of Japanese poetry between the 6th and 14th century, waka poems are still being written today.
Simply put, the Manyoshu is an anthology of waka poetry gathered in the Nara period, and the Kokin Wakashu, which abbreviates to Kokinshu, is a collection of poetry anthologized in the Heian period.
We feel as though Hirao Shirane, in his book Traditional Japanese Literature, neglects to fully analyze summer imagery's implications and themes in Japanese poetry. As a result, we decided to explore 8 summer-themed waka poems.
As a side note, I would like to say that most of our selected poems were composed by unknown authors. Since we do not know the author or the speaker's gender, we decided to use singular pronoun they to be inclusive of male, female, and gender-neutral persons. Our grammar choice is supported by both Merriam-Webster and the Oxford English Dictionary.
Now returning to the focus of our podcast, we would like to discuss a common natural image associated with waka summer poetry. This image is the hototo gisu, commonly known as the cuckoo.
The cuckoo is a white, black, and gray bird that resides within mountains and hills. This is the sound of a cuckoo. In addition to the cuckoo's voice, signaling the beginning of summer, the cuckoo's main duty in classical Japanese poetry is to carry and deliver messages between two people. Shirane states that the cuckoo is a messenger between this and other worlds. To better understand Shirane's comment, we decided to look at a cuckoo poem from the Manyoshu. This first selection is from the 6th volume, chapter 1058.
Komoyama ni naku hototo gisu, izumi gappa, watari o topomi koko ni kayopazu. Upon Mount Koma sings a cuckoo, Izumi River's distant span, here he will never cross.
In this waka poem, the singing cuckoo is a messenger between Mount Koma and a location separated from Mount Koma by the Izumi River. The speaker claims that the cuckoo will never cross the distant span of the Izumi River. Considering Shirane's statement that the cuckoo is a messenger between two separated worlds, the speaker's words imply that although the cuckoo cannot physically cross into another world, its voice can carry a message from one world into the next.
This understanding leads us to our next question. What are these two worlds, and why can't the cuckoo enter one of them? To answer this question, we will refer to another poem from the Manyoshu. This poem comes from Volume 8, Chapter 1484.
Hototo gisu, itaku na nakiso, pitori wite, inonera enu ni kikeba kanasimo. O cuckoo, sing not so much, for I am alone and sleep eludes me, so hearing you brings only grief.
In this waka poem, the speaker states that they are lonely and that the cuckoo's voice brings them grief and sadness. Since Shirane claims that the sound of the cuckoo is often associated with nostalgia and longing for the past, we interpret the cuckoo in this waka poem as a reminder of someone from the speaker's past. This person could either be someone who the speaker is currently separated from by physical distance, or a loved one who passed away. When the speaker in this waka poem hears the cuckoo, they are reminded of a companion from their past and exclaims, "Hearing you brings only grief."
The speaker's relationship with their past encourages us to believe that the cuckoo communicates between the present and the past worlds. The present world is the world in which the speaker currently resides, and the past world is the world of the speaker's memories and former companions.
Aside from wanting to acknowledge the cuckoo's association with the past, we also want to discuss how the image of the cuckoo morphs over time. We argue that the cuckoo evolves from its association with past, a theme introduced in the Manyoshu, to encompass vulnerable human emotions like love and sadness, which are introduced in the Kokinshu, an anthology compiled after the Manyoshu. To support our argument, we will first look at poem 145 from the Kokinshu's third book.
Natsuyama ni naku hototo gisu, kokoro areba, mono omoware ni koe na kikase so. O cuckoo who sings in the summertime mountains, if you have a heart, do not make me hear your voice. I already feel so much.
The speaker in this poem begs the cuckoo to stop singing as the sound of its voice emotionally pains them. Unlike the selections taken from the Manyoshu, the speaker in this poem refers to the cuckoo's heart, an organ often associated with love. When the speaker says, "If you have a heart, do not make me feel so much," the speaker means, if you, the cuckoo, have sympathy and are capable of understanding my heartbreak, please spare me from your voice, which reminds me of my lover.
Shirane supports our interpretation of this poem because he claims that the cuckoo's voice, in addition to making one long for the past, also increases one's longing for their lover. When the speaker in this poem hears the cuckoo, they are reminded of a lover from their past and begin to long for them. Our next selection from the Kokinshu demonstrates a similar form of nostalgia. This is poem 146 from Book 3.
ホトトギス鳴く声聞けば、別れにしふるさとさえぞ恋しかりける。When I hear the voice of the singing cuckoo, I'm filled with longing for even the old hometown where I once parted from you.
The speaker in this poem longs for both their hometown and the person they were separated from. Similar to the last poem, when the speaker in this poem hears the cuckoo, they too reminisce about a past relationship they had with a person they care about. The speaker in our next poem also yearns for a lover they've been separated from. Unlike the past two poems, the speaker projects their longing onto the cuckoo and its cries. This poem is written by Kino Akimine in his Waka poem 158 from the third book of the Kokinshu.
夏休みに恋しき人や入りに煙む声振り立てて泣くホトトギス Might it be because his dear one has gone into the summer mountains, this cuckoo who is raising his voice aloud and crying?
In this poem, we assume that the speaker's depression stems from their separation from their lover. The speaker projects their sadness onto the cuckoo when they predict that the cuckoo cries because his partner left him to go into the summer mountains. Unlike the previous poems, the speaker's experiences and emotions regarding love in this poem parallel the cuckoo's. As we can see through the last three Waka poems, the cuckoo imagery evolves from solely relating to the past to incorporating the theme of lovers.
In addition to encompassing love, the cuckoo in the Kokinshu is paired with several summer flowers such as the deutzia, the mandarin orange, and the wisteria. Rhetorical pairings not commonly seen in the Manyoshu. In addition to love in the past, we argue that the cuckoo, when placed in dialogue with these summer flowers, illustrates a speaker's grief, loneliness, and longing for a companion.
First, we will analyze how the deutzia represents sorrow and emptiness. The deutzia's rhetorical role as a melancholy image, coupled with the cuckoo's cry and its association with nostalgia, serves to emphasize the grief experienced by speakers within Waka poetry. The deutzia's repressive image, in conjunction with the speaker's emotions and the cuckoo's voice, establishes and intensifies the poem's melancholy tone. Oshikochi no Mitsune's poem 164 from the third book of the Kokinshu combines the cuckoo and the deutzia to depict the extent of the speaker's sadness.
ホトトギス割ると話に上花の浮世の中に泣き渡るラマ Although you're not me, cuckoo, it seems you two are continuously crying in this world of ours, gloomy as deutzia blooms.
The speaker opens the poem with the line, "Although you're not me," as a way to draw a comparison between himself and the cuckoo. Next, the speaker projects his feelings of misery onto the cuckoo by interpreting the cuckoo's song as a cry. He claims that both he and the cuckoo cry as a result of their equally sad and lonely lives, and then compares the gloom of their world to deutzia blooms. Considering that deutzia symbolize depression, one could infer that the image of deutzia in this poem implies that the speaker's sadness is strong and is at its peak. The Dutsia imagery in this poem, combined with the cuckoo, underlines the speaker's grief.
Unlike Dutsia, wisteria and mandarin oranges have positive and cheerful connotations in classical Japanese literature. Before discussing wisteria, we will first explore the rhetorical effects of mandarin oranges, also known as tachibana. Due to its golden color, the mandarin orange in the Manyoshu is associated with success and fortune. However, during the Heian period, Japanese poets began focusing more on the mandarin orange's scent than on its visual features. This change of focus associated the mandarin orange with the concept of memory. To analyze mandarin oranges as a symbol for memory and the cuckoo as a pair, we will look at the Kokinshu poem 141 from Book 3.
Kesakinaki, imada tabi naru, hototo gisu, hanatachibana ni, yado wa karanamu. O cuckoo who came, singing this morning yet, is still a traveler. Won't you take lodgings in this flowering orange tree?
In this poem, the speaker wants the singing cuckoo to lodge in a nearby orange tree. Considering that the cuckoo acts as a messenger between two people, and that the orange tree is a place representative of memories, we believe that the speaker wants to receive a message from someone in their past. The speaker's longing for the past brings us back to the idea of nostalgia. The cuckoo and the mandarin orange tree work together to illustrate the speaker's loneliness and to establish a theme of longing in this poem.
Similar to the mandarin orange, this next poem about the wisteria flower discusses the speaker's longing to receive a message from the cuckoo. We will look at poem 135 from the third book of the Kokinshu.
Waga yado no ike no fujinami, saki ni keri, yamahato to gisu, itsuka kinakamu. The wisteria waves have now bloomed by the pond within my garden. So when might he come and sing, the cuckoo of the mountains?
This poem, the speaker wonders about the whereabouts of the cuckoo. Considering that wisteria blooms and the sound of the cuckoo are usually conjoined summer images, the speaker finds the lack of the cuckoo's appearance odd. Notice, though, that the speaker also inquires about the cuckoo's song, asking, when might he, the cuckoo, come and sing? We infer that the speaker awaits a message from a loved one, which would be carried through the cuckoo's voice, and therefore longs for the singing cuckoo to appear.
Compared to the Manyoshu, where the speakers want the cuckoo to leave because they don't want to be reminded of their loss, the poems in the Kokinshu includes speakers who are lonely and long to hear from the ones they've been separated from. This is further depicted specifically through the phrase wisteria waves. Waves in classical Japanese literature represent the endless cycle of nature, which directly contrasts the idea of human life and love's impermanence.
Since the speaker in this poem yearns for a message from a cuckoo that is yet to come, we infer that the speaker expects a message from either a loved one who passed away, from an ex-lover who has lost interest, or a companion they've been separated from. Our interpretation explains why the wisteria is present and the cuckoo is not. The wisteria's blooming waves continue, uninterrupted like waves in the ocean, despite the disconnection the speaker suffers from their companion. Unwilling to accept the passing of time and the loss of a companion, the speaker continues to long for a message from the cuckoo.
By studying poems from the Manyoshu and the Kokinshu, we have learned about how the meaning of the cuckoo develops over time. In the Manyoshu, the cuckoo represents the past, while in the Kokinshu, the cuckoo evolves to symbolize a wide range of emotions such as sadness, loneliness, and longing, serving as a vessel for the speaker's innermost private feelings.
Well, that's all for today.
I hope you liked our discussion.
Don't forget that I'm Tabreya Wong.
And I'm Sam Ryan.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of
Girls Over Flowers!